Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Thursday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see you. It is almost the end of the week. How crazy is it? Are the weeks like flying, or is it just me? But I feel like the weeks are just kind of just going. Tonight, I want to talk about decision making. I came across this awesome talk from Nithya Shanti. You guys know I'm a huge fan of this guy, a Buddhist monk, that he's actually stepped aside from the robe and he wears common clothes and teaches love and spirituality and all that. But he talks about decision making in a way that you would never think about. I would say it's probably safe to say that all of us have thought about our past and said, "Oh man, I have made some bad decisions." Bad, right? And but when you think about it, though, I want to kind of have you really go and deep and think about it and say, but were they really bad decisions? Like, what do I mean, right? I'll tell you what I mean. So he says, and I love how he puts this together. He says, the real challenge in decision making is not the decision. It's the fear of making the wrong decision. That's so good. When you really think about it, the real challenge in decision making is not the decision itself. It's the fear of making the wrong decision, right? So he talks about an insight that he used to basically emerge from his fear. And I'm going to share it with you. He shares it in a form of an experience. And I'm going to try to do the same thing with you. So kind of go with me here. Wherever you are, if you're sitting down, if you're laying down, if you're standing up, if you're driving, common sense, folks. But if you're relaxed, if you're sitting down, if it's somewhere safe and sound, when you're watching this moment of my life here, wherever you are, get really present, right? Really become present with wherever you are, okay? That means really come to this moment right now. Notice what you're seeing. Notice what you're hearing. Bring your full attention to it. Be fully here now. Notice what you're feeling. Just to really connect and just be really here and present right now. And just check in this moment, right now. Are you okay? The key is really to be present. And he talks about how he's asked thousands of people this question, being completely at present. When they are fully really here, they always say the same thing, that in this precise moment, I'm okay. Are you following me here? This is going to be a really deep one. So just come along the ride with me. What this means, are you ready? It's going to hit you. This is going to hit you. What this means, it means that every single decision you ever made in your life was the right decision. I don't know if we're ready to hear all this, right? Are you ready to hear that you didn't make any bad decisions? Are you ready to flip the coin like that to all positive? I don't know. Are we ready for that? Here's the reason why. Because it has all the decisions you have made. They all have brought you to this point. This moment of present. This present moment of okayness. If you had made any other moves, any other decisions, slight change, you would not be here right now watching this live, listening to me. It wouldn't be happen. It would not have happened. You'd be doing something else, right? So it took every single decision to get to this point right here of okayness. So everything you get, every time you get present, every time you get right here, really tuned in into this experience wholeheartedly, you can say, I'm all right. And what that means is that, are you ready? Oh, this is so good. That's why I love this guy. I love this guy, right? He's so good. And what this means is that no decision in itself is right or wrong. It's how wholeheartedly you do it. Oh my God, this is so good. How wholeheartedly you make that decision. Whether it's I'm not gonna do it. How wholeheartedly is that the decision at the present moment? If you're really there at that moment, wholeheartedly. So this little experience, this little thing right here, can help you take away the fear of decision making. Realize that no matter what decision you make, in the present moment, there's an okayness to it. Did you hear that? This is so good. Can I repeat this again? Realize that no matter what decision you make, in the present moment, remember, you got to be present. You got to be really here. There's a second part to this. In the present moment, there's an okayness to it, right? And when he was, he talks about this, and he says, when he started to look more deeply into how decisions are made, okay, how they're made. Oh, are you ready for this? This is going to be good. He realized that decisions, even though we think we are making them, if you really look closely, you find that decisions make themselves. What? The decision actually makes itself. The decision actually makes itself. if you're really at the present moment. We waiting and waiting, we gathering information, we listening, thinking about things, putting all this information together, and then at some point, boom, it's like, yeah, it's clear, right? Because you're at the present moment and you're collecting everything together. Decisions at that point make themselves. So when you look back at your life, right? So, and he's talking about this. So when you look back at your life, some of the important decisions that you had made, some of the important ones that you made in your life, right? Where you wanted to live, or what you wanted to study, or what you wanted to become, or what you wanted to do, who you wanted to be, all that stuff. There was a period of contemplation. Now, if you don't know the answers to that, like if you don't know what you want to be yet, then you're not clear, right? You haven't made the decision, right? The decision hasn't made itself yet. You feel me? So there's a period of contemplation, right? You're gathering data, you're gathering information, you're maybe even confused, and you're like not sure, maybe even frustrated, right? But this period of time, this is a crucial period of time that you're collecting data, you're putting all information together, right? You're confused, puzzled, right? But at some point, boom, the decision makes itself. So if we keep these two things in mind, are you ready for this? This is so powerful. Is this good stuff or what? This is good stuff. It's real good stuff. Nithya Shanti. Look him up. He's good stuff. So when we keep these two things in mind, that in the present moment, life is good. In the present moment, right now, life is good. And that means every decision I made was the right decision. And the second thing is that if you look very closely, the decisions actually make themselves. In the process, it's happening impersonally. This is how he talks about that he can navigate, using this, you can navigate life with more ease, with more lightheartedness, and with less fear. How's that for a wrap up, right? So if you keep in mind that at the present moment, right now, there's an okayness. So basically, every decision you've made has brought you to this point of okayness. And every decision, in quote, good or bad, it's been an okay decision. It's been the right decision, and it's brought you to this point. And the second thing is, at some point, the decision made itself by you collecting the data, going over the information, contemplating, thinking, reading, listening. At some point, the decision was made by itself. I hope you got some love, some inspiration, some value from this live. I appreciate you guys. Some of you guys are still texting me and chatting with me, asking me if I'm doing okay. Two nights, we knocked it out, so thank goodness. I appreciate that. I just went to bed really early, which I haven't done in I don't know how many decades, which was kind of neat. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this live. I really liked this live myself. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But if you feel like, hey, I got a couple people that could use a little decision-making love in their life, tag them to this, share it on your wall, do what you gotta do, spread the love, you feel me? And then I definitely want to know if you've had good or bad decisions that not, you know, we've talked about this before. You've had some decisions you made, and now you look back, you're like, you know what, I made that decision. I don't regret it. I'm glad I did it. I learned from it, right? So, hey, if you've had any of those, drop it down in the comments below. Let this feed grow. I appreciate you guys. And like always, remember, if you share, you show that you care. Until tomorrow, where we do it all over again. Much love.